The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Cowboy 80. Let go.
They'll run. This is Jaden Blue. And he's able to break to one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. You talk about this Miami defense. This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the #1 overall offense in the league.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Go.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Drops this one off to Portis. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Now he'll tuck this and run. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Ready?
They'll give this up the middle to Portis. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Operating from the gun. Johnson. The left side complete to Troutman. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Washington going to send out their punter. Back deep is Kyle Phillips. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Achane to start the drive. And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Achane here, they stay on the ground. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down is Marino. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Let's go.
Back to the ground, H.M. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The Dolphins at 6-4 now on the year, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down. Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already, I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on third down.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. From the 8, they've got it first and goal.
Here we go, Shaq. Panther 60, Panther 60. Let's go.
Now Marino to throw it. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Touchdown, Dolphins! A great effort there. His 11th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Commanders nothing.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Gain of 16 yards.
Cowboy 80.
Washington first down.
Ready.
This to McLaurin on the left side. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Washington.
Let's go. Mike, Kennedy, Timberwolf.
An inside give. Here's Portis. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Gain on the play.
Ready.
Brings up second and 10 at the Dolphins' 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. There's a short one pulled in by Simmons. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this is not going to be anywhere close. No good, way wide to the left. And this will stay at a 7-point game. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them. But go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Running right, here's Achane. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Asante Samuel Jr. that time up to make the tackle.
2 yards on the
early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
His throw is going to be incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Marino. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield.
First down, Washington.
Let's go.
They hand it off to Portis. This 2nd and 4.
Ready.
Looking to throw. Johnson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Johnson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
On to give. Here's Portis. Down right around the 25. They have 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
And out of bounds right around the 20. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Here we go.
Here's Portis. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now a 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. From 19 yards away. And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half. Point after, right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, good return up past the 30. And running with power here. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
But that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle, Achane. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. 2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now Marino. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now it's Marino. Down man, it's Barrios, complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pickup there, a 22.
Dolphins, 1st down. 1st down and goal to go.
Achane will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense can miss too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field, and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes the score 14-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this is going to be intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
That's another Dolphins first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Marino will throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
First down. First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Now Achane on first and 10. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Eric Ezukama with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after up and good. And it's now 21-7.
Dolphins 21. Commanders 7.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small magical spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Washington first down.
Back to throw now on first down. That's caught by Sennett. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So now first and 10 as they crossed into Miami territory at the 39-yard line. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Off play action. Johnson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on in that play, though.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
A run with Portis. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Jaden Blue with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Commanders have cut it back within a score. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Here's Marino. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
At the 35-yard line.
Here's Marino to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Third down and 10.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Marino sets up. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. And oh, he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Take it in at the 11. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Panther 60, Panther 60, trap 60, trap 60.
Johnson, off play action. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. He's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
29 yards. And the Commanders' first down.
Let's go.
They'll run it here with Portis. And able to get this to the 31.
have to think a major focus at the halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Ready.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. Following the fumble recovery, it's Marino. He'll dump this off to Achane. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw is Marino. Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
At the 14-yard line.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And he stopped immediately there. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll look to throw here. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Smith. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Got a man. It's Landry for the Dolphins touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Dolphins are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Here we go.
Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculate it, because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Operating from the gun, Johnson. That is caught. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Commanders.
Ready.
They'll look to throw again. Looking left side, and it's complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 7th play in the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have the Commanders first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Now he's going to step up and run. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. With touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down, and the goal, end the game with the quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead. Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes, so when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Again, it's Achane. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Let's go. Go.
They'll set up to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And the Dolphins are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Achane. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. One more time with Achane. And this time he is in. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14.
Dolphins 35, Commanders 21.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. This is 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
Throwing to start the drive. Johnson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Johnson. Looking left sideline. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Well, they're not going to go quietly. That's a big play right there. 2 scores down. They're not out of this, but they've got to move.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for 2 scores, obviously. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Let's go. 18. 5 years. Go.
Back to throw. Johnson. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations, and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.